This is an update to the WK181 Gen 2. I've taken my first shots of it, and that's what you're seeing now at this opening part of the video. It's I haven't ever filmed like this before with my phone in a head mount, essentially. Um, so the last clip you'll see here is the phone starts to move down a bit because I didn't tighten the screw enough, but first time I'll get it better in my later range visits. There is certainly a lot to talk about with the first shots. I didn't shoot too much because I was fucking freezing cold and I'm not used to this kind of temperature in Victoria at all. So I really only fired 75 shots, but I did break it down and clean it, and gave me some experience in a specific type of ammo that does not work with this thing. But I'll get into that a little bit later. As you're seeing from the footage here, there's not too much recoil. I wasn't fully expecting. I thought the recoil would be a bit lighter than what it was, so it took me a little bit to get used to it, but honest, after about 15 rounds, I was fine. And also the sling really helped. As you're going to see in this last clip, it actually really did help with the recoil. So, like I said, now for the... Well, we'll wait till this video ends here. Yeah. 1-point sling. Definitely worth getting on that thing. Alright, so this is the beginning footage. This is all post-commentary, so if you see me do something stupid or whatever, you can let me know, but I think I'm doing fine. I absolutely swear by those wipes, by the way. At least in Canada. I bought them on Amazon, but I had to pay for shipping, but it is worth it. They do a really good job. I mean, you can see, like, they feel dry, but they're not. Like, they really clean and then lube up the gun after. They're excellent, excellent, excellent. Highly recommend. I mean, I'm sure there are other brands as well, but highly recommend those. Now, in terms of the... sorry, I got out of frame here. But in terms of the shooting experience and what you cannot use at all, I don't think you can use steel case at all. I believe they're Czech surplus rounds. They come on the SKS stripper clips. I had some left over of those from when I had my Type 81. But, man, those, every single round or every other round, failure to feed. Almost every single time. It was really annoying, and it was the first rounds I used. I got really worried that this thing was just shit. I was going to do that with all of them. But it's not. I changed to Chinese surplus, which I believe is brass case, and it worked just fine. I didn't have a single issue. So, if you are going to get this thing, no steel case. So I guess you can't go cheapest of the cheap of the cheap, but you can still go pretty cheap. This Chinese surplus was like 30 cents around, Canadian. So there's that. And the other thing I want to mention, and it will come up, you'll see me later in the video here. There's still actually quite a ways to go, but you'll see me in the video here. I was really, really struggling to deal with the gas system. I don't know. So first of all, one thing I forgot to mention in the first video, this thing did not come with a manual. It came with a piece of paper that said go to the website to get the manual. There is no manual for this gun on their website. So I need to contact them because I could not figure out how to get the gas, the piston off. Like at all. I don't know what the hell is up with it when you would push it back and try and hinge it out. Would not budge. It would get stuck, and the only way to get it unstuck would be to use your whole hand and pinch it back down into the hole. Um, it didn't actually look that dirty in it when I pulled it out, so that's good. In comparison to the inside of this, as you can see, all the rags are getting really dirty. But the gas system wasn't really dirty. Yes, there was some carbon buildup, but it wasn't. It wasn't. I didn't see any corrosive salts, basically, because I was using all corrosive ammo, which is why you have to clean it every time you use those things. Yeah, that'll come up soon. And one other update, I'll have a video of me installing it. I I couldn't use this handguard anymore. I couldn't stand to use it anymore. I bought the Coronis M-Lock from Chernoth Arms, the same one that I have on my MRE Renegade, except it's a 17-inch handguard instead of 15. And I also got a faux suppressor, but it's a linear compensator. Linear compensator. Just sounds weird to say. I'll have one of those put on the gun as well. That'll be next week probably. But yeah, I could not. I could not bear to deal with 8 screws every single time I shoot this damn thing and I have to clean it. It's really annoying. I know it's small. I know I'm paying $200 to essentially not have to take out 8 screws. Man, no way. Absolutely no way. It looks nice. It feels nice. It's a pain in the ass to work with. One thing I'll also mention. The one magazine that it came with, it wasn't in any of the videos that you saw, but one magazine that it came with, the 30 rounder pin to 5, that one had some issues. It's a Magpul, but the follower got stuck a couple times. So that's not great, but all of the 5 rounders I had were perfectly fine. So I don't know, maybe something to keep in mind. I don't know if that's an issue with just just mine, or if this is a common thing. Yeah, now you're gonna watch me struggle to try and get this damn piston out for about 4 minutes here, and eventually have me give up and put the handguard back on. Yeah, which is also why you'll notice that the handguard probably isn't aligned, because it's gonna be changed out in a couple of days, so I don't really care. Function checked after this, by the way, still works. It's just, I mean, I didn't function check with ammunition because I wasn't at the range, but a dry function check still worked. So yeah. Also want to mention the Vayachi V6, or was it V30? Yeah, V30 to MOA dot. I Loctited the base and the screws that mounted to the base, and you know what? It seemed to work just fine. It wasn't, granted, I didn't shoot it a lot. I will go out and shoot, not this week, but the week after, again, and we'll see how it holds up then. But honestly, it works just fine. It's been great for my 1022, so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't want to spend $400 on a red dot that for a gun that might be banned soon. I may as well try something budget. If it sucks, I can just return it. Yeah. So it's worth it if you're looking for it. I wouldn't recommend it on something like on an SKS or Type 81, because moves a lot more. I think the chances of it moving more and potentially uh, removing the 0 are higher. On an AR style rifle, I think it's totally fine, especially on anything like a 9mm or a 22. It'll work just fine. I'm halfway through contemplating what I'm doing here now. I don't know if you can see very well, but like I said, I should clarify a comment. There was no corrosive salts that I could see or feel um, from anything related to the piston. But there was lots of oil and carbon, as you can see by my hands, which are doing their best impression of a Justin Trudeau cosplay. Now, I may cut the video here and return to the reassembly of my of the gun, and I'll share something that I found a good way to clear up the installing of the bolt. Okay, so now on to the bolt carrier assembly. Now, in my first video, I fucked it up. I got it stuck. I think I found the best way to do this. Make sure you put it in very slowly. Make sure it stays forward. And then once it's in, don't push from the back. Hold the front just by the bolt and at the back and slowly align it and push it into the lug nuts. So if you can do that, it works wonders. Definitely the best way to reassemble this thing. Oh, that's it for this video. Like I said, I'll be shooting this more in 2 weeks' time, and I'll have a video on that then. If you have any questions or suggestions, I'm open, and I'll try and answer as many questions and open to as many suggestions as I can in the comments. So, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more updates on this thing, and as well as any of the other guns I have. I'll be doing a video on those soon.